Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is BestInSlot. Welcome back to our Sandbox park build Malta jungle kind of shebang in Jurassic World Evolution 2. We're starting over here because I was just browsing around my park. I was doing some work, I'll show you in a second, and I noticed this gaggle of people and they're not moving. Like, they're starting to disperse now, but they were here just circling. Like, you know when ants, you remove one of the ants, I can't remember, you remove like the pheromone trail, they get very confused and they kind of run in circles. That's basically what my guests were doing. Anywho, in today's video we're going to work on a plaza kind of thing inspired by Jurassic World Dominion. This was suggested by someone in the comment section who I've completely forgotten the name of, but shout out to you. We're going to do kind of a recreation of the Carnotaurus Allosaurus fight, very briefly seen unfortunately, in Jurassic World Dominion in a plaza central sort of area. So I've been working on this little bit over here. I just threw in some buildings, built in a couple more alleyways, as you can see. Just kind of got the boring stuff out the way, a little alleyway down there as well. And then we're going to do like a sunken plaza over here, because I want to get a bit of height in. And I feel like Malta as well, as a place, would have a lot of... You tend to find with older towns, there tends to be a lot of elevation because they tend to be like built into hills and stuff like that, and they don't want to knock things down or dig into things. They tend to just adapt around it. So it's going to drop, there's going to be a wall, and as you walk along here, you'll be able to look down into the plaza where the Allosaurus and Carnotaurus are fighting or eating people on mopeds. So, before we do that, let's go through our dinosaur names very quickly. In the last video, we got some Atrociraptors. We have Nibbler, we have Thorn, we have a Chelsea Dagger, which just reminds me of the Fratelli song. We have a Psychopathic Murderer, which is very on the nose. We have Bamboozled, which makes me think of Friends. And we have Copperhead. So thank you to everyone who gave me a name suggestion. Apologies if yours doesn't get picked. It is pretty random, to say the least. It's kind of just, you know, I just kind of go through the list, and if it pokes out to me, it pokes out to me. If it doesn't poke out to me, it doesn't poke out to me. What is a boy to do? We're making a Lystrosaurus so that I don't get killed by my friend. And let's get started. So, we want this to be as intense as possible, don't we always? That's too intense, actually. The good thing about this terrain mod is that I can get nice, hard lines. Shut up. So, like, obviously, usually you can't get like a proper straight line, but we can get something. We can get something. The idea is for it to feel like a wall, like a pit, and I want it to have like a little viewing area as well. So we're going to stick in another path in front of this one, I think. Like that, just so it feels a little different. You know, just so it looks more like a thing. It looks like a thing. I like things. Things are cool. Is that deep enough? Face it, that's all the girls. Right, no. We want to get it as close to the path as possible without it, you know, dilly-dallying with the path, basically. I think that's probably about as good as we're going to get. And we're building here as well, because this bit's all in the shadow, and I kind of want to get out of the shadow, because that bloody mountain over there. And I figure if we do this, that's kind of half in the shadow, half in the light, which I thought was pretty cool. So we're going to work with that. We're going to dig into this, like so. It's fine. I reckon that's deep enough, right? If I was a human, what would that look like? Yeah, you don't want it to be too deep, because then you're trying to keep from bobbing your head. Sorry. It's a weird day for me, I'm not going to lie. Right, so, the idea as well, so obviously this is going to be the plaza, but then I kind of want this to extend further past that. Like, eventually, I guess we'll go down here, and we're going to mess around with the elevation. I like the idea of dropping it further and further down, and then that going to, like, this eventually, maybe this can be like the top of the town, and there's multiple levels and stages to it that you drop down, and then eventually you end up at like the coastline. That would make a lot of sense for this kind of place. So in the world. It's not very helpful, but things are happening in the world. Right, is this gonna... I'm worried what this is gonna do I'm just gonna... I don't know what I'm gonna do, actually. Ugh. This is gonna be problematic. This is why I need the Kyodenic mod that I uninstalled. And I uninstalled it because I thought, well, I'll have too many mods, and people get annoyed when I have too many mods. But this is why I need it, because I want to put the building in that corner, and I can't because I don't have the mod installed. I think I'm gonna have to install it. All I'm going to install is the toolbox, the thing that lets me move buildings around. I'm not going to rotate. I'm not going to do anything crazy. All I want to do is put the buildings against this wall here and against that wall there. And I can't do it without the mod. Even with the mod, it might break the terrain. I have to wait and see. Okay, I'm going to go install that. I'll be back in a sec. I've just realised that I haven't been recording. I've said so many words for the last, like, 5 minutes, and I haven't been recording for any of it. This is why I don't do separate recording blocks, because I always forget to hit record the second time. Anyways, so I covered this side in sand and I've just started shoving some buildings in. It's looking a little bit weird at the moment, but I think it's going to work out. I was just saying that you just have to have faith that you're doing the right thing. Of course, I was doing the wrong thing by not bloody recording, but that's neither here nor there. Okay, so one thing I need to think about, actually, this is a courtyard, so it needs to go off in more directions. So let's have a path over there. Let's have a path over there. And path over there. And we're going to block all these in with buildings, of course, but it's just there to make it look more like an actual usable space, I suppose. Just while I've got you, I need to show you, just so my friend leaves me alone. where have you gone? This is Mira. This is our new Lysiosaurus. She's called Mira, okay? Mira. Benefits of being friends with me. Benefits of sliding into my DMs. You get to name a creature personally. Okay, anyways. So, yeah, the idea is really just going to keep sticking buildings in. I'm just going to actually add the invisible fence now. I think that's going to get trickier and trickier over time. How is that going to look? I'm also going to cover this in wall. Yeah, that's fine. I don't care if they go through the buildings. Do I care? I've decided I don't care. I wish I had an actual invisible fence. That would make me happy. I'm just thinking there's going to be... I guess it's fine because I don't really want guests to walk into this. It's going to look a little silly having the invisible fence crossing over the pathway, but I don't really see what I can do about that. You're going to see that line there. Everything else will be hidden. But either way. Right, so buildings, 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 buildings. Just keep shoving them in and it'll work, right? This is the great hope I have for this build. And it is one of those things where it doesn't look great right now, but if you just keep going, it works out. Or at least that's the idea. There's no guarantees. Maybe it's a terrible idea, but I think it's going to work. Especially when we start moving further on and you can see further down into the town. We're going to have some steeper drops, maybe like a little staircase kind of thing that brings you... Oh, I like that actually. Maybe the next area is going to be even lower from here, and then that drops you down. Right, I'm getting ahead of myself. The whole point was to not make this complicated. This was going to be a nice, simple build, and that's what it's going to stay. Nothing convoluted. Maybe a little convoluted, but not like super convoluted, you know? Put a viewing gallery in, make that usable. That might be cool. Actually, that's a good idea. Okie dokie. Right, just start shoving things in. Gotta stop talking and just do things. I mean, I have to keep talking. I'm a YouTuber. Bam. Building. Bam. How do you like those apples? I don't like those apples. That's what the building sounds like, in case you were all curious, which I know you were. Do I already have a hatchery? I do, but I don't care. If I just make it a different shape, it'll be fine. Bam. Bam. Okay. Maybe I don't want this building. Maybe it's too big. Yeah, we're going to move the hotel over here instead. should be... I think if we just do this on all the colouring, it might make it blend in pretty well. Maybe a different logo? One that looks less colour? I don't know. That looks alright, actually. That looks alright. No, I'm not opposed to that. The only reason we're really doing that is because it's a plaza. I imagine, like, a little... You know, I've been to Italy and stuff like that. I imagine, like, a little Italian plaza. There's lots of cafes and stuff like that. Lots of people trying to peddle absolute nonsense to the tourists who happily buy all their nonsense. Where are the things? Oh, I've already got them selected. I'm a dummy. So, you know, you'd have tables and chairs outside. I just want it to feel... there's not going to be any guests there, but I want it to feel like there could be. I want it to feel like it could be a lively hip-hap happening place. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. Hip-hap happening, as the kids say. Probably. You don't know my life. What else would we have in a hip-hip happening kind of place? I do want some of the old town to still be there. I'm going to stick some buildings in. I like messing with the sightlines. I know I've said this quite a lot and people always think it's a little pretentious. Oh, I always think it's a little pretentious. I don't know if anyone else does, but I always think I sound pretentious. But I like messing around with the sightlines and stuff like that. Oh, why do I keep doing this to myself? I know when I click that button that bad things are going to happen, but I do it anyway. I self-sabotage. It's just like my real life. It's very upsetting. I do want a prominent hotel. I kind of want to bring it... The whole area feels a little large as well, so I'm just trying to bring it in a little bit. It's getting there. It's getting there. You know what? It's doing that thing where I said it's going to look terrible, and then it's going to start looking good again. And that is where we are. If I was a guest, what would I have? I just want another shop, actually. But we're going to go large and in charge. Like a catamaran built by a mongoose. It's going to sit in this corner. That's our big shopping area done. There we go. Lovely. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Now I've started to squeeze it in a little bit. It's all coming together a lot nicer. Again, let's change up these colours. Oh, did that just automatically... That was weird. I didn't know it did this. There we go. I just want some signage that's less pink, basically. Okie doke. Yeah, I'm happy with how this is going so far. It was a cool idea anyway. It's always going to work. Not my idea, so I'm not claiming credit. Don't get me wrong. I also want lights, as I've said, just dotted around here and there, just so the place looks cool at night time. And let's get some more shopping bits. Now, when the dinosaurs get in here, it's probably going to look stupid. I'm not going to lie. Like, I'm not sure it's going to work. Because, they're going to walk through everything. But I think that's okay. I'm personally not that bothered about that. Okay, that's the hotel. So let's give the hotel a bit of a dramatic entrance area, right? I really need to get Scary Faces statues installed. I don't know if they work with this version of the game, but modding has been fixed. I've obviously not done my mod spotlights yet, but it has come back already. Like, modding seems to work absolutely fine. Like, people are bringing in new species and editing models and stuff. Are we getting new species? We're getting model edits. I don't know if we're getting new species at this point in time. Either way, it's clearly not a million miles away. Well, at least I assume. Yeah. It's all a little wrong positioned over there, but that's fine. And then maybe over here. Again, just trying to break up the sight lines a little bit. I want one open area and everything else to feel a little bit closed in, you know? A couple of trees here and there, just again hide them in the buildings. Never have to, as long as you don't see the trunk, nothing matters. It's top tip for your entire lives, ladies and gentlemen. Just pretend it makes sense. Okay, I also kind of want a wall maybe here as well. I don't know what this is going to do with the terrain. I'm a little nervous. Absolutely ruin it is what it's going to do. Well, that's bringing down those side bits, which I quite like. Maybe this is okay. Is that okay? No. Oh God, no, that's not okay. That's not. I was thinking, oh, maybe that's all right, and then you look around the corner and oh no, it's not all right at all. Actually, it's terrible. Okay, right. Obviously, I can't have these walls here. Okay, thankfully, I had a save file before I broke everything, so it looks a little funky over there. So I'm hopefully going to be able to fix. But other than that, we're looking cool. Right, sweet. That could have gone a lot worse. It could have been much, much worse. Okay. Okay, so how do I feel about this? Is this done? I feel like I want some... This is a little blank for my tastes. Yeah, I like some of the old world... I like that fusion of the old world stuff and the new world stuff, you know what I mean? So I still want some of these old wall decos in there as well. Yeah, okay, I'm going to say it's done. So let's pop out our dinosaurs, which are now going to release basically into the buildings. And all we need is a single Carnotaurus, which is going to be the new Carnotaurus 2022. And we need a single Allosaurus. All my single Allos, all my single Allos. Allosaurus 2022. They're both single, both ready to party. And I want an aggressive one, I think. It's not going to matter, they're not going to kill each other. Because that would make me sad. Okay, you've got a large appetite and you're nocturnal. It's me in Allosaurus form. Oh god. Let's pop Carno over there. Oh, they're going to need food. Just remembered. Okay, that's fine. I can put the carnivore... Well, actually... Oh, I don't have invisible feeders anymore. I'm just going to kind of like hide it behind the building. Or in the fount? No, that's silly. I'm going to hide it behind the building. They also don't have water. Huh. give me a minute. Give me a minute. Wait, what?
Hey, Owen Grady here. I'll keep it brief. And that's it. Done.
Hey, Owen.
Nice. Carnotaurus. You could recognize this predator.
Let me just make sure combat's off, you know? Okay, cool.
Immediately by the horns on its head, which give it a real rock and roll appearance. Those powerful legs can get this dinosaur moving as well, so probably best to stay out of its way. This dinosaur is so metal.
He's the only voice actor who does. I mean, I know he's one of the few voice actors who isn't actually the voice actor, but it really doesn't sound anything like Owen. I'm sorry, it never has. It never will. How am I gonna give them water? I'm really confused by that. I don't know what my solution is to that, actually, at this point in time. I wish I'd moved this further down. How am I going to give them water? Am I just going to turn off dehydration? I don't see any realistic way. I wish they could drink from the fountain. That would make me happy. I'm going to turn off dehydration. At least until I think of an idea. I think that's a good idea. Comfort's off, right? Just in case. It's not like they're going to do anything with the low comfort, but just in case. Just in case. Now, whilst that nonsense going on, I'm going to add in a couple more buildings up here at the top, because it's a little bit... That corner's a little bit higgledy-piggledy for my liking, so I just want that to sit in there. I just don't like how that wall looks, so I'm going to... Right, we can fix that, we can fix that. Don't worry. Don't panic. All I need is a wall. Thank you, wall. Hello, I'm a wall. Hello, wall. You're gonna go over there, and we're gonna put you into the
Every dinosaur that's recreated is important, but some also capture our imaginations. The Allosaurus is one such animal. It is believed that in its original environment, it was squarely at the top of the food chain. I'm interested to discover if that's true, given the opportunity.
Okay. Doer. You're not wrong, but it's worth remembering Lystrosaurus was also at the time. Lystrosaurus was like the apex animal for a very long time. It dominated the planet. It was a beast. So, you know, calm down. That looks. I mean, look how good that is. That's sweet. That's pretty sweet. Okay, I like that a lot more. I think that corner looks a lot better now. I think it's just important to get like varying heights, you know, to have varying heights. Speaking of which, I'd like to have a little height in this corner as well. It's hard to do because obviously you're layering over existing things. That looks a bit silly. You just keep rotating, keep trying. It's never gonna work. Is what I realised. Never gonna work. Why if I just put that like that? Is that stupid? Yeah, but it's okay. Stupid, but it's okay. I feel like that's a nice spot to be in. That's my sweet spot right there. I also want to put a few plants up here, I think. Hopefully without breaking anything this time. I just feel like this is the kind of area that they would have, you know, they're going to use it as a viewpoint. It's kind of your look down into the town. You would have some decorations. Okay. I mean, I'm really happy with how this build is going. I think it's really an interesting idea, and I think it works really well. It's not tropical enough, I would say, for my liking. That was kind of the whole point, to be tropical and the ruins and stuff, and it's not really gone in that direction. It's become much more of a town than I ever planned, but we can definitely do like a more ruined section anyway. Yeah, what other creatures do we have to use? Iguanodon. I mean, we can do the beach like here. We can drop this down further. We can do that. It's going to look jam-packed by the end, isn't it? Jesus. Iguanodon. Oviraptor. I was going to do like a black market. I still like that idea. Oviraptor, Iguanodon, Moros intrepidus. Is that it? Oh, Dreadnoughtus as well, actually. That'd be good, because I feel like a sauropod would be good for this. Maybe over here. Get some height in as well. Right, dinosaurs. Hello. Right, I'm gonna put the It's the minion! I mean, I think it's really good. It's pretty effective. I don't know what this black flashing is all about. Yesterday I was getting purple flashing, now I'm getting black flashing. What flashing will I get tomorrow? Who knows? I'm going to take that logo off. The logo's stupid. Oh, no, I'm great, didn't I? I mean, this is another one of those things, because you can kind of see the forest behind it. You won't be able to see that in the future, so as I add more buildings in the area, this is only going to look better, but I think it's pretty effective. I am going to turn on combat for the thumbnail. Then we'll turn it back off. But, yeah, I would say pretty happy with that. So we've got our Lystro in the middle, we've got our Atrociraptor little section over there. Don't know what I'm going to do with this. Maybe I'll put a path through there and then drop that round, or that'll link up down there at the back. Not sure. Either way, think we are good. So I'm going to save in Malta Jungle, because my G key hates me. So, and then we're going to turn on combat, just for the purpose of seeing it come to life. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to make some space. I don't know if that's a thing, but it feels like it might be the reason. Can't get rid of it all, or it's not going to look cool for the thumbnail. Hey, I mean, it worked instantly, so it must have been right. Will you stop flashing me? Who we rooting for, folks? It's the fight of the century, according to the advertising materials. There's a lot of foreplay. Gotta get to it eventually, kids. That's a bad combination of words there. Oh, for God's... Are you serious? Right, you okay, Carnotaurus? Carnotaurus is... I need the Benny Hill theme tune playing over that. Hey, that took bloody ages. It really did. Right, I need to save it. Because I need to make sure I can load it back up for the thumbnail. That took so long. I had to delete the fountain. Maybe that was the problem. I think they just need a lot of room to fight. Carno got the first hit in, ALLO got the second. I mean, ALLO must have the advantage. Let's see this from like the person. Right, pretend. Right. We're on a Vespa. Yeah. Ah! Wait. There. POV, you're on a Vespa. I don't know. A little silly to me. So why did we wait for that? You should have just done it before. But there we go. Okay. So, obviously, this Carnotaurus and Allosaurus both need a name, so feel free to let me know in the comment section down below. Those are the only 2 names going into the next video, so I will peruse all of the comments to make sure we pick out my 2 personal favourites. Let me know what you think about the build. I'm pretty happy with it. I think it's going to look better with time. And let me know any ideas. So I think for the for the Ovi, bloody Nora, we'll do like a black market, but I kind of want to save that because it shouldn't be in the main part of town, right? It should be hidden away. Maybe down by the coastline, we do like a Smuggler's Cove kind of thing. But Morris Intrepidus, Dreadnoughtus, Iguanodon, feel free to let me know in the comment section down below what you would like to see done with those dinosaurs, if you've got any fun ideas. Thank you for joining me. Throw me a like if you enjoyed the video. I'll see you lovely folks very soon. Cheers much love as always. Bye-bye.